Alright guys, what is up? teamknl here with a new segment called New Arche-HYPE. Pretty much I'm going to be hyping up all the new archetypes that Konami is creating, such as, in this case, we are going to be talking about the Flaming Stars, or Firestar with no space, if you're going to look them up on DN. So, ideally what this deck does, it's similar to Prophecy, where they play with their spells and traps, and pretty much revolve around them, but this deck pluses probably a lot harder than Prophecies do. At least, as of currently, we don't know. However, the deck's power, the playstyle is ideally that you always have spells and traps, Flaming Dance spells and traps on your side of the field, which will boost your monster's attacks and give you various effects and whatnot that will let you make power plays. But for this part 1, essentially, we're going to be talking about the cards of this archetype, at least the ones that have been revealed so far. So let's talk about Cien Ven. So Cien Ven's effect is when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can choose one Flaming Dance spell card from your deck, then set it in your spell and trap card zone. Face-up Flaming Dance spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, and then there's a stats. I'm going too fast on the stats, you can always pause the video to look at the stats. So ideally, he's essentially the main floater. If they somehow manage to get over his 1800 defense, then you get a Flaming Dance spell card from your deck to the field, and pretty much the one that you're going to be searching out will pretty much give you another monster. So next we have Arche-HYPE. So Arche-HYPE's effect is when this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, you can choose one Flaming Dance spell card from your deck, then set it to your spell and trap card zone. While a Flaming Dance spell or trap card zone or card is face up on the field, all Flaming Dance Flaming Star monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Sorry, they have all the same names. It's kind of silly, but pretty much when a Flaming Dance card is on the field, he's going to have 2,000 defense, which makes him pretty hard to also get over. So the deck can do some sort of stalling, I guess. So, but it's not as good. There's better stall strategies, but that's not what this deck has. Main potential is. Anyways, the deck can be very offensive, even though they have some staller monsters like this. So then we have their main, more powerful monsters, so to speak, in terms of attack. Yushi's effect is, once per turn, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can choose one Flaming Dance spell card from your deck, then set it to your spell and trap card zone. Once per turn, you can send one face-up Flaming Dance spell or trap card you control to the graveyard to target one monster on the field, destroy it. So pretty much he's generic monster removal that focuses around the deck. He's pretty much an on-theme monster removal, and pretty much when he inflicts battle damage, which 1600 may not seem like a lot, but the Flaming Dance cards do give extra attack points, so he can get a lot higher than 16. So just keep that in mind. And next we have Brave Flaming Star Ensho. Ensho's effect is once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can choose one Flaming Dance spell card from your deck, then set it in your spell and trap card zone. Once per turn, you can send one face-up Flaming Dance spell or trap card you control to the graveyard to target one spell trap card on the field, destroy it. So once again, another on-theme monster that is spell and trap card removal. So that's pretty good. And also, he also has 1600 like Yushi. However, he has a destroy a monster by battle, so he's not quite as useful, but he's still pretty good. And once again, 1600 is actually fairly decent because they have the Flaming Dance card boosts all Beast Warriors attacks by some amount, depending on which one it is. So then we have Ryushishin. Once per turn, when you activate a Flaming Dance spell or trap card, you can choose one Flaming Dance trap card from your deck, then set it to your spell and trap card zone. Once per turn, you can send 2 face-up Flaming Dance spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard to target one Flaming Star monster in your graveyard, except Ryu Shishin, special summon that target. So pretty much, he is essentially a Blizzard of the deck. Ideally, you're going to be making your plays off him, and his trigger condition is a bit different from everyone else because it's when you activate a Flaming Dance card, and then he also searches a Flaming Dance trap, which all the others search spells. So that might have something to do with how broken he would be if he could search out a spell. But he's very good. 1800 is nothing to scoff at, especially if you have a Flaming Dance card on the field. He's going to be at least 1900, so not bad. He's probably going to stay on the field for quite a bit. And if you notice, none of them have 200 defense, at least none of these that are coming in the main Cosmos Bazaar have 200 defense. So they aren't really rekindling targets. So then next we have Snarrin, which once returned when a Flaming Dance spell or trap card is sent to the graveyard, you can choose one Flaming Dance trap card from your deck, then set it to your spell and trap card zone. Once per turn, you can send 2 face-up Flaming Dance spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard. Draw 1 card. So when you use his second effect, it does trigger the first effect. So keep that in mind, as well as basically when you use generic on-theme cards such as Ensho and Yushi to activate their effects, as well as Ryu Shishin. Snarrin's first effect will pretty much activate. So, pretty good. He keeps the plussing going. It's kind of silly. Plus 1800 attack is nothing to scoff at, especially in this deck. So next, we have Hien Shaku, if it loads up. So Hien Shaku. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 3 Flaming Dance spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard, so they don't have to be face up as far as the current wording is. And when this card is normal or special summon, you can choose one Flaming Dance trap card from your deck, then set it in your spell and trap card zone. The effect of Mighty Flaming Star Hien Shaku can only be used once per turn. Beast type warrior type monsters cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. Blech. Quite a lot of text, but pretty much he can special summon himself, and 2000 seems pretty small. Once again, they all seem like they have really small attack, but combined they do have ways of boosting their attack, so he can get higher than 22 pretty easily. Though his summoning condition for his special summon is pretty ridiculous at not keeping his attack high. So if you're going to be running Flaming Star, probably all of them, but Hien Shaku are probably going to be the ones that you're going to main. But he's still noteworthy because he is a free summonable monster, which may be good in an upcoming card that hasn't been announced yet. So next we have Flaming Star Master Choten. Now this card is not from Cosmos Bazaar, at least not for the OCG. It was a Jump promo, pretty much. You had to subscribe to Shonen Jump to get it, or Weekly Jump to get it. And its effect is this card cannot be used as a synchro material monster except for the synchro summon of a Beast Warrior type monster. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 3 fire monster with 200 defense or less from your graveyard in face-up defense position. Monsters you control except Beast Warrior type monsters cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. The effect of Choten can only be used once per turn. So pretty much another Blizzard. It is a tuner, and it's pretty good. The fact that it has me a level 3 monster, level 3 fire monster with 200 or less defense pretty much kind of limits the targets that it has, but that makes it not overly broken, at least if it's not combined with this card. Tokie, pretty much Tokie, his effect is when this card is special summoned by by the effect of a Flaming Star monster, you can add one Flaming Star monster from your deck to your hand. The effect of Toki can only be activated once per turn. Once per turn, you can send one face-up Flaming Dance spell or trap card you control to the graveyard. Choose one Flaming Dance spell or trap card from your deck and set it to your spell and trap card zone. So pretty much he keeps filtering through your Flaming Dance cards and adds pretty much what you want to do ideally is search out for, keep using the Rotas. Search out Rotas for Rotas and Rotas. Or Rotba, something like that, reinforcements of the Beast Army. But yes, his effect does trigger off of Choten, and Choten, when combined with this card, is pretty ridiculous. Choten will be a +1, and then Tokie will be a +1 as well. So that's pretty much +2 on summon for summon of Choten, which is kind of ridiculous. And which will let you make a rank 3. Which is you can make a rank 3, which is Chario, or a Synchro, level 6 Synchro, which is Hoshin, and I'll go over those in a bit. First, let's talk about Chario. So, Chario's effect is, well, it requires 2 level 3 fire monsters, so Choten and Tokie. And then once per turn, detach one Exceed material from this card to target one fire monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. And add that target to your hand, yep. And you cannot normal or special summon a monster with the same name as that target the turn you activate this effect. So pretty much, you can't add Choten if you use Choten this turn by him. So if you summon Choten this turn, you cannot use his effect to add Choten back to your hand because you already normal summon Choten. So you gotta add something else. But his effect is pretty good. He can be rekindled for whatever reason. He does have 200 defense, so he can get rekindled. He can be special summoned by rekindling, which I don't know why you would, but 2200 attack beater, I guess. I don't know. But next let's talk about Hoshin. So Hoshin requires 1 fire tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. When this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon 1 level 3 fire monster from your deck. You cannot special summon other level 5 or higher monsters the turn this card is synchro summoned. So when this card first came out, it was like, the only real target you can get is Lone Fire. And Lone Fire, not quite as good because you can't synchro the turn you use Lone Fire. So, I mean, best you can get is the Dandelion, maybe? I don't know. But now that there are more fire monsters, now that there are Flaming Star monsters in this archetype, we can use Hoshin's effect to potentially swarm the field with Exceeds and Synchros, which I'll go over that in the combo video. And next we're going to talk about Soko. So Soko requires 2 level 4 Beast Warrior type monsters. When this card is Exceed summoned, you can choose 1 Flaming Dance spell trap card from your deck, then set it in your spell and trap card zone. Ugh, so much text. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceed material from this card, negate the effects of all non-Beast Warrior type monsters currently face up on the field until the end of your opponent's next turn. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 3 face-up Flaming Dance spell trap cards you control to the graveyard, special summon 2 level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type monsters with the same attack from your deck in face-up defense position. So upon leaving the field, he's basically Rescue Rabbit, and upon summoning, he adds a Flaming Dance card from your deck to your side of the field. So pretty busted. Plus he's skill drained. That's kind of silly. So he's a pretty good boss monster. I don't know if he adds any victory conditions. However, he does keep your field presence pretty high, and although keeping the field presence pretty high is kind of costly, but that's regardless of the fact. So that's pretty much most of the monsters. So let's talk about the Flaming Dance cards that all the Flaming Star monsters activate. So Flaming Dance Tenki. Tenki, when this card is activated, add 1 level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type monster from your deck to your hand. So, Rotba, Rhoda, you know, whatever you want to call it. All Beast Warrior type monsters you control gain 100 attack. You can only activate 1 Tenki per turn. So, not bad. All of them will give some attack boost, so that's like their generic support, which is why they're continuous, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept, and the fact that it's a Rhoda, Rotba or whatever, is pretty good as well. Keeps your consistency high, which this deck has very high consistency as far as Therio is concerned. So next we have Tensu. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Beast Warrior type monster in addition to your normal summon / set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Beast Warrior type monsters you control gain 100 attack. So basically just an Exceed mechanic, Synchro mechanic as well. You can use this to swarm the field pretty easily, as I just said. And it is searchable from the deck. So I mean, when you activate, like say, Yoshi's effect, and he sets the Flaming Dance card, you can pretty much just activate it after in main phase 2, since spells work like that for whatever odd reason, and then you can get another normal summon and, you know, just start putting pressure on your opponent with your high consistency and high attack powers. So next we're going to talk about Tensin. When this card is activated, target 1 face a Beast Warrior type monster you control. It gains 1000 attack until the end phase. So pretty busted. It does add some battle phase tricks, as if the deck didn't already have Phantom of the Horn Beast, which, if you don't know what that card does, it's pretty ridiculous. Keeps the consistency even higher, just so you know, and it makes their attack monsters pretty ridiculous. And then it also makes gives a boost to all Beast Warrior type monsters you control, an extra 300 attack. So not only does it boost 100 or 1,000, it boosts another 300. So 1,300 attack boost is pretty good, at least until the end phase. Then it's only 300, but that's regardless of the point. Next we have Tenken. Tenken. Activate only during your main phase 1. When this card is activated, target 1 Beast Warrior type monster you control during the main phase of this card's activation. That monster's effect on the field are negated, but is unaffected by other card effects. So it only negates the monster's effect until during the main phase when this card is activated. So during main phase 1 and 2, its monster effects are negated, but it is unaffected by other card effects during main phase 1 and 2. So torrential, all that silly stuff, this card pretty much negates that. So you can use it with Yushi or Ensho. Since their effects activate during the battle phase, you can still get their effects to go off, plus you get an extra 300 attack. And they're unaffected by other card effects, so that's pretty cool. They gain 300 attack for this card being face up on the field, so also some nice tricks. And sorry about that, someone had a question. And then next we have Sieto. Sieto is basically the rekindling of the deck. Ideally, you would want to use it when you can only use it, I mean, when you have 7 Flaming Dance spell or trap cards in your graveyard, because that's the cost to activate the effect. You banish 7 Flaming Dance spell or trap cards from your graveyard. Special summon as many Flaming Star monsters from your graveyard as possible. Then choose Flaming Dance spell or trap cards from your deck, except Extreme Flaming Dance Sieto, up to the number of monsters summoned by this effect. Then set them to in your spell or trap cards, spell and trap card zone. So pretty much, if you summon 5 Flaming Star monsters, you get 4. Since this card is still going to be face up on the field when it resolves, unless you MST it, then you can get 4 or 5 Flaming Dance cards from your deck, if you somehow still have that many in your deck. So at least this card is pretty silly. It's a plus 10 at most, not to mention that all your other Flaming Dance cards, such as your Tenki, is going to make it even more pluses. So pretty silly if you can get it off, because 7 Flaming Dance cards is pretty costly. So those are the cards, and tell me what you think about this archetype. As of right now, I'm going to say it's a 2.5 out of 5. So only half. It doesn't seem very powerful on the surface and in terms of theorio, but the deck does have some potential. It does have Fan of the Hornbeast, which makes it a force to be reckoned with, especially when you combine it with Yushi, Ensho, Ryu, Shishin, and Snarin, because they have humongous attack based off that, as well as their Tenki and Tensu. Pretty much you can just swarm the field with just level 4s and do that. There's also a build that I'm thinking of where you can use Rescue Rabbit and pretty much just make Sokos off nothing, off of say Voice Raiders is the only beast where I can think of off the top of my head. And pretty much you can just summon Voice Raiders and pretty much she'll just keep your Exceed engine going, and it's just all these crazy things. So tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. I will be posting up a combos video, some combo videos, maybe multiple parts of the combo video, depending on how much I play with the deck and discover whatever consistencies and ideologies that you have with this deck so far. And like, rate, comment, subscribe, because I mean there's definitely going to be more to come. And of course the videos are going to be a bit long. I am going to be talking about a lot of new cards, and hopefully they won't be as long as this video, but I'm trying to get the video shorter because I know some people don't have that long of an attention span. But yeah, so pretty much teamknl out, and look forward to more videos because I am going to be uploading on a more consistent basis now. So teamknl out.